Chapter 18 Confront Hyena's Perspective. Another 10 weeks had gone by without too much happening. My main concern is Jasmine. Something was clearly wrong. She's taking a summer semester in some of the acting classes. I am too. Something I've noticed more than anything is that she's still extremely upset. She's not motivated to participate and is always lost in thought. Something I've also noticed was her wearing a baggy hoodie all the time. It's too hot for that. Something just wasn't adding up. I tried to walk up to her after class. Hey. She took a deep breath and kept walking. I grabbed her wrist, causing her to stop. Please, Jasmine, I just want to talk. She yanked her wrist out of my hand and turned around.
But I told you I didn't want to talk to you ever again.
I know, but I'm worried. I tried. She crossed her arms.
About?
You seem depressed, and I feel like that's partially my fault, I admitted.
I'm perfectly fine.
She lied. She broke down crying, and I grabbed her shoulders. She pushed my hands away and tugged down on her hoodie. Jasmine, I sighed. I just want to know what to do to make you feel better. Leaving you alone didn't work. She looked down, saying nothing, wiping her tears and calming herself down. I clenched my fists, immediately frustrated. Jasmine.
Just leave me alone!
She yelled, breaking down again. Suddenly I heard the skid of a skateboard, then someone crashed into my side. I turned quickly, catching the girl as she fell forward off her skateboard. This girl had short black hair that came down to her chin, blue eyes, a baggy green t-shirt, really loose blue jean shorts that came down to her knees, a brown belt, white socks, and brown sneakers. Annie? I exclaimed, letting her stand up. Annie Elf is Agent A on the Mortal Syara team. She looked me up and down.
Do I know you?
Shit. I forgot I was still disguised as Raphael. No, sorry, I saw you at the skateboarding competition. You're great.
I got second place.
She pointed out. So, you're only 16. Some of those people were twice your age and you beat them, I told her.
Thanks. Hey, did I interrupt something?
She asked, looking back and forth between Jasmine and I.
Lovers quarrel? We're not lovers by a long shot.
Jasmine snapped. She crossed her arms.
Maybe I can help. What's the argument about?
Look, kid, I started.
He lied to me and betrayed my trust.
Jasmine yelled.
And now, 6 months later, he's worried about my feelings and mental state?
She rolled her eyes. I stared at Jasmine. I've always been worried, but you asked me not to talk to you. Jasmine crossed her arms.
Did you consider my feelings when you lied to me?
Yes. I asked Jay and Pam for advice because I didn't want to go too far without you knowing. I admitted. Jasmine sighed.
You did go too far, though.
I know. And honestly, I regret it. I trailed off.
No, you don't.
Annie piped up.
I don't know what this lie is, but you regret not telling her before going too far. Am I wrong?
I stared at Annie, then nodded. You're right. She looked over at Jasmine.
I have a good way of reading people. You're angry at him, but you still like him. Maybe even love him.
Annie backed and looked closer into Jasmine's eyes.
You're hiding something as well.
I stared at Jasmine in shock. She was hiding something from me? Jasmine looked down.
I don't want to talk about it.
Is the secret important? I asked.
I said
She started. She suddenly hunched forward, her face twisting in pain. Jasmine! I grabbed her right shoulder. Are you okay? She smacked my hand away.
It's nothing, I'm fine.
She stormed off, turning away from me.
I'm sorry.
Annie said.
I've become very good at reading other cat humans.
You're fine, kid. I walked over to a bush where her skateboard was and picked it up. Here, hope you get home safely. She smiled, grabbing her skateboard.
Thanks.
I watched her run forward, then jump onto her skateboard, which she dropped in front of her, then skate off. Jasmine was scaring me. Something was clearly wrong, and she's definitely hiding something, but what? I don't know why I expected her to open up to me, but I knew I had to try. Why would she open up Who would she open up to? Ipia. I pulled out my phone, calling Ipia. As I put the phone up to my ear, I heard a sharp
Hello?
from the other end. Hey, it's Raphael, I responded.
You're at the school, aren't you?
She asked. Yeah, I admitted.
Then why are you calling me?
It's Jasmine. I took a deep breath. I know you told me not to go near her, but I was really worried. She seemed really upset, so I tried confronting her.
Hyena.
She said in a warning tone. I know. Look, you can hurt me later, but I'm really worried about her, I told her. She's not participating in class. She's wearing a hoodie in the summer. She's constantly lost in her thoughts, and I'm scared of how powerless I feel. She sighed.
I'm worried too. I tried asking her a few months back what was wrong, but she wouldn't answer me.
Is there anyone you think she will open up to? I asked. There was a long pause before Evie replied.
I think I know someone. Chapter 19. Truth. Jasmine's Perspective. I was sitting down at home watching TV on the couch. Ipi had left early to meet Joria for the Syara team meeting, so I had the place to myself. I was alone with my thoughts, the questions reeling through my head. Why did Hyena care about me so much? Did he actually love me? How did that girl know I was hiding something? I lifted the oversized black t-shirt I was wearing, exposing my stomach. What about you? Ever since I found out, I've been considering giving you up for adoption, but I don't know what it is, but I feel like I can't let anything happen to you. I can't give you up. I've even begun thinking of baby names. I like Jameson Matthew for a boy, or maybe Maya Elizabeth for a girl. There's other names I like, but those are my favorites. I need to bring it up with Ipia at some point. I heard a knock on the door. I pulled down my t-shirt, opened the door, and to my surprise, my younger brother, Nicholas Gross, was standing on the other side of the door. He was wearing a tight gray tank top, baggy yellow sports shorts, white socks that went a little over his ankles, brown sneakers, and black fingerless gloves that didn't quite go all the way up to his shoulders. I was shocked to see his short brown hair neatly combed.
Hey.
He started.
Sarah wanted me to try and talk to you.
I grabbed his arm and pulled him inside, closing the door behind me. I turned to face him. What did she tell you?
Ipia called me because she's really concerned about you. You seem very distracted and depressed. You stopped participating in class and you refused to go back to therapy.
He chuckled.
Don't know why she thinks you'll open up to me, though.
I broke down in tears, walking into the living room, letting Nicholas follow me. Turning to face him, I noticed a concerned look in his eyes. That's weird. He actually let his emotions show.
Jasmine, what are you hiding?
He asked. I began crying into my hands, holding my stomach as I felt a sharp pain go up my side.
You know me. If you would like me to keep it a secret, I will, but I need to know what's going on. You're scaring Ipia, and you're starting to scare me.
I pulled my wrists away and looked him in the eyes. He returned my gaze with a new fearful look. Was he letting his emotions show on purpose? I slowly pulled my t-shirt up, exposing my stomach. I'm 8 months pregnant. His eyes slowly widened.
Jasmine.
I was so stupid, I admitted, pulling my shirt down.
Wait, does Ipia know?
He asked. I slowly shook my head. No. I didn't want to tell her. I was planning on giving it up for adoption, but he stayed quiet for a while.
Who's the father?
I kept quiet, completely terrified of telling the truth. He narrowed his eyes in suspicion.
Jasmine, is this why you haven't told Ipia? I need to know the truth. Who is the father of this child?
I sighed. Hyena Syara. He grabbed my arm and made me sit on the couch before sitting next to me.
What were you thinking? Having a relationship with a god is illegal. Having a demigod child is illegal.
I didn't know it was him at the time, I mumbled. He didn't tell me he was Hyena until after I found out I was pregnant. He was in disguise before then. I noticed him quietly contemplating something before asking.
Does Hyena know?
I shook my head. Finding out he was Hyena pissed me off so to the point where I didn't want to talk to him ever again.
You need to tell them. At least they could be prepared for a demigod child.
I said I was thinking about adoption, I pointed out.
For someone who got such good grades in school, you really don't remember much, do you? A demigod child can manipulate its mother's mind to guarantee its survival. It's why you haven't told a single god, no matter how close you are to them. It also gave you added affection for it, so you definitely want it.
He explained. I held my back and narrowed my eyes. Don't you dare blame my unborn child for my actions. He raised his hands.
I'm not going to argue with you. Look, I have somewhere I have to be. Just make sure to at least tell Ipia, if not Hyena as well.
Where are you off to? I asked.
I'm going over to an old friend's house, Barb Tack.
I completely forgot that Barb and Nicholas were the same age and graduated in the same class.
Today marks 6 years since she lost her little sister, Kelly, in a car accident. Her boyfriend's out of town, so I thought I could cheer her up.
I didn't know she lost a sister, I admitted. Tell her that I wish her the best. He nodded, then ran out the door, closing it as he left. I clenched my fists and walked to my bedroom, sitting down and grabbing my laptop from the bedside table. How dare he? This child hasn't even been born yet, and he's blaming it for my actions. I opened my laptop and looked up demigods and mothers on the internet. I managed to find several articles proving what Nicholas said to be true. I also found other articles that began to scare me. Quite a few articles suggested that the mother will most likely die in childbirth if they are mortal. Am I going to die? Something else caught my attention. If a demigod mother were to have a child with a god, the demigod mother would become a super immortal. It was a little complicated to understand, but basically a god will transfer some of its power to the mother for a child during conception. That power would then combine with the demigod mother's powers. As the baby grows in the pregnancy, so does the power of the mother and child. The power that doesn't go to the baby stays with the mother, strengthening their senses into developing new powers. A super immortal is the most dangerous creature in existence. Basically, you take all the powers that all the gods have, amplify those powers so that they are 4 times stronger, then put that on one cat human. The reason they are so dangerous is because their minds are corrupted because of the power, so they believe all other beings are beneath them. They destroy everyone and everything in their way. 18,000 years ago, he and Syara concocted a spell that would banish all existing super immortals to another dimension. The super immortals created after the portal closed could still roam Karth. Why didn't I remember anything about demigod children from history? There's no way. You can't believe everything you read on the internet. Even if this is all true, where does that leave me? I'm immortal, but I also have powers. I need to test something. I'm sorry, Ipia. I left my room and went into Ipia's room. It was dim, but I noticed some posters of famous rock bands on the walls. I opened the drawer out of her bedside table and took my pocket knife. I closed the drawer, then returned to my room, sitting on my bed. Alright, time to test Nicholas's theory. I flipped open the pocket knife, holding it to my wrist. A sharp pain came to the wrist that was holding the knife. The pain was so excruciating that it caused me to drop the knife. As soon as I let go of the knife, the pain disappeared. I stared down at my stomach, my eyes widening. I have to tell Ipia. I quickly picked up the phone and called her. Hello? Came Ipia's voice. Ipia, how long until you get home? I asked. The meeting just started. I'd say over an hour. She responded. Why? Just come talk to me as soon as you're home because I'm about to lose my shit. I told her. What's going on? I can't say over the phone. Finish the meeting, then come talk to me. I hung up and took a deep breath. She's going to kill me for not telling her. I attempted to bend down and grab my pocket knife, but someone else grabbed it first.